Maddy, was the attic this clean when you got here? Not exactly. Did you clean it? Well, yes. A little bit.
Oh my god, bro.
He smiles again, and his expression is so warm that I can't help to smile back. Well, I know who I'm going after in my second playthrough.
Have you ever been inside the Bataille mansion? Maybe I can show you around sometime. Beautiful building. Even has an indoor swimming pool.
He has fangs too. Is him a vampire too? He's the cutest vampire. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Esport David, and today I want to play some more of Crimson Spires, starting right off with Chapter 2. I wanted to stay there, Jessica said, pressing her head into the pillow. I wish I never had to leave. Wasn't it loud? Wasn't it busy? That's what made it so great. I could get lost there. I wouldn't be noticed there. I could just go about my business and what? Live, Jessica said, without fear that it had to mean something. You do mean something. That's not what I'm saying. I'm serious, Jess. You mean something. Jessica is quiet. My heart pounds in my chest as I wait for her to respond. Thanks, Sarah. So this is Sarah and Jessica. That's all she says. It's not what I wanted to hear. But I'll take it. Well, I know in this chapter we're supposed to be getting a new partner. As I unlock the door to the police station, a young woman hurriedly approaches me.
Hey, Sheriff Wright!
Hi. Aw, cute. I'm right here. You don't need to yell.
I'm Maddy Gray. Charlotte Bataille sent me. I think I'm supposed to be your deputy.
Cute. My first impression of her is Applejack. She's all, I forget you, I can eat all these apples. I don't need a deputy.
I hear 2 people have gone missing. That's not good.
They haven't gone anywhere. They're somewhere in town. I got a tip last night, and I'm probably going to find them before noon.
You could still use some help, right? You've been doing this alone for months, and it has to get tiring.
I love how I could do this on my own. I don't need no help from nobody, Agent Wright is. What are your qualifications?
I don't really know.
Is being cute as a button one of them? Aw, is she injured? Ma'am, you can't come on the case injured. Have you worked in law enforcement before? Security? Erika's not having any of this.
Not really.
But you work for the Batailles, right?
I used to, before the, contingency. Haven't had much to do since then. I guess that's why they suggested me for the job.
And what did you do for them?
I handled public relations for 3 resorts up in the Lake of the Ozarks.
Aw, she's so proud of it. So, you did PR, and now you think you can be a sheriff's deputy.
I already accepted the job from Mayor Ward.
Great. Fantastic. She's so grumpy.
Look, Sheriff, when I was little, I wanted to be a cop, and...
That's your qualification?
No, it's just I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to be useful. Even if all I'm doing is filing paperwork and making coffee.
How are you at eggs?
Eggs?
Well, I do have a prisoner to feed, and I'm also pretty hungry myself. Erika! Agent Wright, are you telling me you cannot scramble an egg? I guess we can start you there. Yay, we've got a new... deputy?
Hey, boss.
About that prisoner, the mayor also wanted me to give you this. Please tell me what's inside this envelope isn't what I think it is. I don't know what's inside. He just said it was about August Flynn. Fluff. Oh, yeah, he's supposed to be getting let out.
Hello there.
I think I just heard my name. And you're already awake. This day just keeps getting better.
What?
What's going on? Charlotte Bataille told me she wanted August released. Why exactly does she have the mayor wrapped around her finger?
Huh?
So, he was pardoned?
You have me all wrong.
I don't need to be pardoned for anything. I was never actually convicted, and this whole jail routine has been a very inconvenient violation of my rights. Go tell it to the Supreme Court. You're just trying to get me to blow my own head off. Once again, you astound me with your powers of intuition.
Wait, what?
Are you really gonna let him go? Didn't he kill 7 people?
Well,
Allegedly killed 7 people. I don't really have a choice. If I'm going to pretend that there's any kind of law here in Bataille, I have to at least follow the mayor's orders. But we're going to be keeping a close eye on him. Maddy's going to be like trailing everything he does. She's going to follow him into the bathroom. We? You're my deputy, right? Hope you're ready for a lot of August stakeout duty. Oh, okay. She's so cute. Cute as a button. Nothing bad better happen to her. This is what you wanted, isn't it? There isn't a lot of crime in this town, but there is precisely one serial murderer, so he's going to be something of a focus.
whatever you say.
Be honest, Sheriff. The only reason you're going to follow me around is that you're going to miss me. Believe me, August, the second you step out of line and I get the chance to take a shot, I will not miss you. And if I do miss you, I'll improve my aim. You've used that barb before, 2 weeks ago. You're getting lazy. How about I just make us all some breakfast? Is that okay? There's a stove in the room down the hall. Eggs and bacon are in the fridge.
Will do.
Aw, Maddy. I like Maddy. Maddy, don't give me any reason to not like you. She hurries off as she doesn't want to be in the room when August is freed from his cell. I'm not so afraid. I've spent the last few months with him. Yeah, it's been like 6 months. There's very little he can do to surprise me. It's not my safety I'm worried about. It's the town's safety. I grab the keys to the cell from my desk and approach him. Your new deputy is cute. I know, right? You think? Not really, but you do. Stop with the games, August.
Try spinning in a circle.
No games. I can tell. You're lonely. It's going to get even worse when I'm not here. Oh yeah, well, yeah, he's right about that one. Then it's a good thing I like being alone. No, you don't. But I suppose we'll just have to agree to disagree. Are you going to open that door? Are you going to kill anyone after I do?
Well,
Well, you know, I was thinking about that, Sheriff. I can't predict the future, Sheriff. But I can tell you that I have no intention of killing anyone. Is that good enough for you? No, but it's not my decision. Reluctantly, I unlock the door and let it swing open. I halfway expect him to lunge at me or attack me, but instead, he merely saunters out.
marvelous.
Now, did I hear you two say something about breakfast? I'm not obliged to feed you anymore, or house you for that matter. Yeah, where's he gonna go? Good luck finding a place to stay.
Huh?
So I can't just move into one of the many houses that are completely abandoned because their owners tried to leave the town. Oh yeah, I guess they would leave their houses behind. No, you don't. You don't own them.
Is that so?
What does it matter? Who's going to evict me? Come to think of it, why did you move in with your roommate? Why didn't you just take the house of the police chief? Yeah, why am I living with Stacy? Because that's how things are. But as I'm standing here thinking about it, I'd much rather know exactly where you are. So, I'm going to call an audible.
What?
I'm sorry. What? An audible. It's a football reference. I take it back. Today's not so bad. I got to see you confused by a word you don't know.
Oh, spare me.
I'm so glad that your poor communication skills can amuse you. I'm going to change my mind. I don't want you wandering around the town without a place to go. There's an empty house across from the dollar store. It was Danny Richards' place. The man who took the train? The same one.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine if his body had landed differently across the tracks in some way that could have disturbed the next shipment? He could have starved us all to death. That didn't happen, and his apartment is unoccupied. The door is unlocked. The fridge is probably a nightmare, though. Ugh. I'm sure I've seen worse. I know you have.
Sheriff?
Thank you, Sheriff. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to enjoy my freedom. You aren't free, August.
Oh?
You're out of that cell, but you're still trapped in Bataille. You and me both. Remember that, if you ever need a friend to talk to. A friend?
My friend.
Oh, we're friends. Well, we're no longer professional acquaintances. What else would we be? I don't know. Enemies? She's so salty. I love how salty she is.
I believe.
Life's too short to have enemies, Sheriff. Also, all the items I seized from you during your arrest, and which were with you in the van, are in the evidence room. She's like, get out. It's not like I need you to be my friend or anything. Thank you. August smiles at me and heads into the evidence room just as Maddy returns. Okay, so I burnt the eggs and I might have undercooked the bacon, but I don't like it too crispy, so... I'm sorry, Maddy, you're gonna have to go back in the kitchen and make that bacon extra crispy. Where's August? I told him that I'm done feeding him. He's getting his stuff, though maybe we should make him test this food for us before he goes.
Sounds bad.
I can't believe I already screwed up. It's okay. I always undercook the eggs and burn the bacon. For the first time, I noticed a bandage around her arm with a small blood stain. Yeah, what's that about? Did you hurt yourself already?
It's just...
Oh, this? No, this is from yesterday. Just a minor accident while I was trimming some bushes. Why doesn't that make me feel any better?
Look.
So, how are we gonna find Jessica and Gary? We are not going to do anything. I'm going to go to Gary's grandfather's cabin. Then I'm going to drag those kids down here and lock them up for a few hours to teach them a lesson. You're going to be cleaning that jail cell just in case August left anything unpleasant for us in there.
This is crazy!
Wait, no way. I don't get to go with you? But I'm your deputy. You're my assistant. What if you need to arrest them both? Have you ever arrested someone? No. Have you ever even fought someone?
I've got this!
Aw, I'm a brown belt in karate. I mean, have you actually fought someone in a threatening situation? Well, senior year of high school, I broke Donna Birch's nose. I don't know who Donna Birch is. Is that impressive? She's got a good 5 inches on me. Did she deserve it?
Whatever.
She called me a few names I didn't want to hear. And did you deserve the names? They weren't wrong. They were cruel. Clean out August's cell like I asked. When you're finished, you can meet me in the cabin. But why not go together? It would be so much faster. I don't want you touching anything until I've scoped out the place for myself. Why not? I showered this morning. It's not about that. It's about preserving evidence. I thought Jessica and Gary were gonna be there. Why would we need evidence after that? Please stop asking these questions so I don't regret this.
Will do.
Can do, boss. Shutting up. And definitely don't call me boss. Call me Erika. Are you gonna have any food? I might stop at the diner on the way to the cabin. August emerges from the evidence room, carrying a duffel bag.
Sheriff?
See me off, Sheriff? August strides out of the precinct with a ridiculous grin on his face. Well, yeah, he was locked up for 6 months, and now he's out because of some lady who totally isn't a vampire. The day is grim and humid, but August spreads open his arms, looks to the sky, and heaves a deep breath like a man surfacing from water. Until now, I've been living in a cave, watching shadows. Now I will finally gaze upon the forms that cast them. He's talking about the allegory of the cave. Plato's cave? So, you have been paying attention. I don't need a philosophy teacher to know about Plato's cave, August. I went to college.
I suppose.
I suppose you did. He turns and steps towards me suddenly. My hand moves to my gun.
What a shame.
What's wrong? You don't want to hug me goodbye? The thing is, I kind of want to pursue August's route first. You should just go, August, and remember my warnings about breaking the law. The law! What law? The same law that imprisoned me for life? I think you're still confused, Sheriff Wright. That law and order doesn't exist anymore. In truth, you could shoot me right here, right now. And who would punish you for it? You're the sheriff. The mayor clearly doesn't give a crap. Yeah, what's the deal with the mayor? I don't trust the mayor. I've only met him for like one scene. I don't trust him.
Do go on.
You're tempted, aren't you? You believe I'm the heartbreaker. You believe I'm going to waltz out there and pluck someone's vascular organ from their ribcage. So why not put a bullet between my eyes? I know you're joking, August, but don't say that to her. Don't say that to Erika. She's the law. The old law and order is the only reason I'm letting you go. Anyway, it would be wrong. That? Wrong. Why? Because you saved my life? On the night of the contingency, I almost stepped past the towers. You pulled me back. If not for you, I'd be dead right now.
Marvelous.
Huh, I knew that little stunt would come in handy. Hey. Still, I hope that's not the only reason. That wouldn't be very interesting. Oh! I'm not even sure when I let my guard down, if I ever did at all. I thought I was ready, but his arms closed suddenly around me, locking my own arms in place, so I could no longer draw my weapon. I feel his finger on my neck, brushing it softly. Then his breath tickles my ear.
Got you.
Stop! My heart races. I force myself to think through my panic and rage. I can still get out of this. His stance is very secure, almost like he's had practice doing something like this. I guess I should have expected that. I might be able to knock him over if I just...
Erika.
No need to fight, Erika. Don't ruin the moment. If I wanted to kill you, I would have done it already. I'm about to make my move, shifting my weight to knock him over. When he lets go of me and steps back, arms up in surrender. See? All finished. No harm done. You son of a biscuit! How dare you give me love and affection!
Was that so bad?
Am I really so terrible for wanting to hug you goodbye? I'm still too ruffled to think of a good response. My pulse pounds in my eardrums. Why?
Well...
You kept imagining I would do something like that, didn't you? I decided to oblige. Now you don't have to keep wondering what will happen when I get the drop on you. I already did. Cheeky. And that wasn't so bad, now was it? He grins at me and waggles his fingers. Until next time, Sheriff Wright. Oh, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him and his weird nonsense that's probably entirely right. Oh well. As I approach the Reed's old cabin, I feel as if I'm walking straight towards a tower in the woods. Vernon wasn't exaggerating when he said the cabin was close to the perimeter. Ooh. Then I noticed a sedan parked on the side of the road. My heart leaps. It matches the description of Jessica's car. The car is unlocked. I don't see much inside except a backpack. The backpack has some folders and papers with Jessica's name on them. I see a planner with notes about assignments due next week. Everything here strikes me as normal. The backpack suggests Jessica planned to attend school the next day as always, but that's still just speculation. I'll re-examine the contents of the backpack later. For now, I'm more interested with what's in the cabin. The cabin itself is a shed transformed into a residence. Overall, the building is neglected, as Vernon Reed suggested. Nature has crept in through the walls. The appliances are stained and moldy. Unfortunately, no one is here. If Jessica and Gary had been hiding out, something spooked them and they fled. The trail hasn't gone cold, though. Someone has been here recently. I see empty beer cans strewn about the floor. I see a mattress and disheveled blankets in the corner. These items aren't dusty or covered with cobwebs like everything else in the cabin. I also see a small pile of books near the bed. Glancing over them, they all seem to be reference books about supernatural and mythical creatures. Movement. The books all seem to be reference books about supernatural and mythical creatures. I put on a glove before picking up one of the books. It's titled History of Vampires. I'm sure that's not relevant at all. I flip through the pages and find them littered with notes. I pause on a section that's heavily underlined. If a vampire acclimates wholly to human life, such as consuming human food and abstaining from blood, they are almost indistinguishable from their human prey. They have nothing to fear from sunlight or garlic. I know there's like a third vampire in this game. Unfortunately, it is difficult for vampires to maintain this state for long. Eventually, they must drink human blood to prevent the decay of their bodies. Once the vampire inevitably feeds on living blood, he will regain power in the form of superhuman strength, senses, and abilities. But he will simultaneously grow vulnerable to sunlight, garlic, and silver. He's just reading us the rules. I jump with surprise and draw my gun. The book falls from my hands with a thud. My heart hammers. Why do I feel so anxious? Did I actually let that nonsense about vampires get into my head? I think the sound came from the attic. I point my gun up the ladder. Who's there? Jessica? Gary? This is Sheriff Erika Wright. Show yourself, now! Maddy! Hello?
Erika?
It's me, Maddy. Maddy! Surely enough, I recognize her voice, and then her face as she peers over the top of the ladder. I guess I beat you here. What are you doing here? I told you to meet me here after you finished cleaning the cell. I cleaned it, and then I backed here as fast as I could. I guess I was even faster than I thought. Cute. I actually thought you had already come here and left when I didn't see anyone. That's ridiculous. I only just arrived, and I told you not to touch anything.
I don't understand.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disobey you, but there's no harm done. I already found something interesting. What? How? My head is still spinning. I truly don't understand how Maddy got here so fast. Is she lying to me? Well, I mean, she's here, so obviously she's not lying. In any case, I'm not sure what to do about it now, so I might as well follow her up to the attic. I'm not used to having this much control. Teapot. That bag looks suspicious. As do these photos. I should probably investigate those, officer. A hammer and some apples. Once high atop the ladder, I shake off my gloves, but to my surprise, there isn't much dirt on them. The ladder was quite clean. A quick visual scan of the attic informs me that it's filled with old junk, random farm tools, boxes, and fabrics. But the junk is pushed off to the corners, leaving a decent amount of open flooring. Does that mean a boss battle's gonna happen? In fact, what shocks me the most about the attic is that it's incredibly clean compared to the rest of the cabin. I don't see thick layers of dust or cobwebs like I saw before. The floor is almost shiny, as if recently mopped. I run my hand along a chair and, again, find the tip of my glove clean. I take my gloves off in irritation. They don't serve any purpose if the place has already been wiped down. The evidence! I notice that Maddy's watching me with a strange look on her face. Guilt? I also notice a dirty rag and cleaning spray nearby. The smell of it's still fresh in the air. Maddy, you got here before me. You wouldn't happen to have anything to do with this now, would you? It is quite suspicious that the Bataille specifically forced you to be my new partner, Maddy. Maddy, was the attic this clean when you got here? Not exactly. Did you Did you clean it? Well, yes. A little bit.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the
Fluffing heck! Maddy! Maddy flinches with surprise at my outburst, but tries to recover quickly.
I'm so sorry.
I can understand why you're angry. You must think I'm a fool. But this is just a misunderstanding. I thought you had already come here and... What else did you touch? Not much. I swear to God, Sheriff. This is the only area I cleaned. And the ladder. I'm very sorry. But I wanted to look around in this junk for clues, and the dust really irritated my nose. Please, just leave. I'm telling you should leave too, Maddy, before Erika loses control. She's already almost shot August like twice.
Crazy!
Hear me out. This isn't entirely my fault. It could be some sort of a time slippage. Did you say time slippage? Do we gotta deal with vampires and also timey-wimey things? Yes, I've heard it can happen near the towers. Time doesn't seem to flow the same way as other places. Maybe that's why I got to the cabin so much faster than you. So, if and when we ever come out of this place, are we actually gonna be, like, years into the future, or not much time will pass? Do you have any idea how ridiculous you sound? I'm so mad at this girl that I feel like throwing her down the attic door, but the look in her eyes gave me pause. She's quite serious. How long ago did you leave the precinct? Well, about 45 minutes ago.
Look.
For me, that was about 2 hours ago. We're experiencing a time anomaly. There's time anomalies? I told you that's ridiculous. Drop it.
Whatever.
Fine. We'll compare them again back at the precinct. You'll see. I've heard all sorts of strange occurrences near the towers. Those strange occurrences are all bullcrap. They result from overactive imaginations in a stressful situation. Our job is to investigate facts. Come on, Erika. You gotta think that something's weird around here. No, let me rephrase. It's my job to investigate facts. I doubt you'll have a job at all once I inform the Batailles of your failure.
What?
My failure? Her face seems to lose several shades of color.
It's just...
Please, Erika, don't complain to the Batailles about me. I want to do a good job. I don't wish to displease them. Or you. I'm so sorry I cleaned the attic. You're right. It was foolish, no matter the circumstances, and it won't happen again. I'll make it right. I'll do my best. Please, let me make it up to you. I'm disturbed by her desperation. Why does she want to please the Batailles so badly? 'Cause they're hot? Does she respect them? Or perhaps fear them? It's probably that second one. I'll have to ask her more about it later.
I've got this!
I did find something that should make you very happy. It's a significant clue. Unless it's Jessica and Gary. You found this while cleaning? Yeah, I told you I was looking for clues. You were destroying clues, but this is interesting, right? I take the piece of paper from Maddy and examine it carefully. It is folded into thirds. Clearly it was stuffed into an envelope at some point, though I have a sneaking suspicion Maddy might have accidentally thrown away that envelope. It's an invitation to leave the town. I can read it on my... What did you say? Like you said, you can read it on your own. I try to ignore Maddy's sarcasm and turn my attention to the letter. It's only a few lines, but reading it makes me suddenly feel hollow. Dear Miss Murdoch, I am pleased to inform you that your efforts have been deemed sufficient for the Bataille Repatriation Society. Repatriation? Okay. Please report to a location near one of the contingency towers to proceed with the final stage of trials required to safely leave Bataille. Lay what? Remember, you are permitted to bring one, but only one, person along with you. Please choose wisely. And you didn't choose your little girlfriend? All right. If you inform anyone other than your chosen guest of this opportunity, it will be promptly rescinded, and you will not receive any further communications from the Society. We look forward to our next meeting and your eventual release. Best, the Bataille Repatriation Society. What the heck is going on here, Maddy? I'm as clueless as you. Where did this letter come from? Where's the envelope? What's the return address? Was it mailed or was it hand-delivered?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Why should I know any of that? This letter is a fake, right? What are you saying? There's no Bataille Repatriation Society. There's no trials permitting people to leave. Why are you so angry at me? Because you cleaned this attic, Maddy. Because you cleared out an entire room of evidence and picked this up with your bare hands and placed it in my bare hands, and now we'll never know who planted it.
But...
Is there still even a way to compare fingerprints? Any database of that information would have been at the county, and I could still gather new fingerprints, perhaps from suspects. Anyway, that's not the point. Tell me, did you really come here and suddenly think you needed to clean up? Or was that your job all along? Yeah, Maddy, that's pretty sus.
I don't understand.
I really don't understand what's going on. Is there something in that letter that makes you angry? Yes, Maddy. Yes, I'm angry, because someone is playing a game with me. I hope it isn't you. I hope it's Jessica, or the Bataille family. But whatever this letter is, it's not a clue. It's a red herring. It's probably the most important clue in the world. Planted by you or someone else to hide what really happened to Jessica Murdoch and Gary Reed. How do you know? What if she really found a way out? She didn't. Either someone scammed her or someone is scamming me, and whoever it is, they're not going to get away with it. Erika, calm down. You get this little vein in your forehead when you get that angry. You better calm down, lady.
What now?
Well, what are you gonna do? Maybe don't involve your gun. I don't know, but I'm not going to discuss it with you. But I'm your deputy. Yeah, maybe, once I figure out whether you're a part of this.
This town.
Look, whatever is going on, if someone is faking a way out of Bataille, they probably aren't letting their victims live. You think? Yeah, of course. In PR, the worst thing you could run up against is a person who can reliably testify that what you're offering is false.
Sounds bad.
So whoever wrote this letter, if it's a fake, might be a murderer. If you're up against a murderer, you're gonna need help. I know, but until I know you're not involved, I don't need your help.
What do you think?
But then, who? I feel a lump in my throat. I can't even believe the idea that's forming in my head, but I also can't get rid of it. If Maddy is compromised, if she's hiding something, then surely it's because of the Bataille family. And I'm sure she's not alone. You know what, I think also Maddy might be completely telling the truth. I will be surprised if Maddy double-crosses us. The Bataille family clearly has control over the mayor. Their private security handles picking up the train shipments and delivering them to local businesses. Everyone here is susceptible to their influence. Everyone but one horrible person. So who? Who can help you deal with a murderer if not me? Another murderer. We're gonna have to hang out with August? It's weird when you give me control. So are we just gonna dip? Alright. I'm going to brush her fingerprints. Why don't you head back to the station?
I can't help!
Oh, really? You're sure I can't help with you with the brushing? Oh, sweet summer child Maddy. Normally, it would be nice to have another pair of hands help me handle the fingerprint powder, but what if she tries to sabotage any evidence I gather? Actually, it will take me a while to collect fingerprints, and it would help me a lot if you manned the precinct desk in the meantime. What if someone calls in with news of Jessica or Gary, and one of us isn't there? I guess you're right. She looks around uncertainly, then she sways and clutches her head. Maddy, are you all right? I think so. My head feels fuzzy or something. It must be this cabin. All the mold in here. All the more reason for you to head back to the station. I don't know if that's a clue or anything, but Maddy said that she has allergies, and the mold in here is probably making her sick. Fine, I will. She starts to leave, then pauses to give me a parting glance. Good luck, Erika. If you say so. I complete the tedious work of gathering fingerprints around the cabin, but I don't feel very hopeful. As I suspected, I can't gather any fingerprints at all from the attic, ladder, or doorway. Those have been wiped clean. It seems that Maddy, and perhaps the Batailles, want to disrupt my investigation. And if that's true, I'm not sure how to proceed. My only option might be to turn to an unlikely source of intellect for help. Hey, you may hate it, but I like it. My spirits are already low when I return to the precinct. They're not aided by the fact that Mrs. Murdoch is waiting for me there. Oh boy.
Hey, boss.
I'm sorry, boss. I told her we had nothing to report, but she insisted on waiting for you. I told you not to call me boss. Oh, you did? Right. Looking confused, Maddy turns and wanders back to the desk. Sheriff Wright, I hear that you were investigating the old Reed cabin near the border. Yes, it seems that Jessica and Gary stayed there before they disappeared. A vehicle matching the description of Jessica's car is parked outside the cabin. There's probably like some kind of secret door in there. Oh, Lucius, have mercy. Mrs. Murdoch clutched her hands together and prayed swiftly. So, where do you think they are now? I'm sorry, Mrs. Murdoch, but I still don't know your daughter's whereabouts. I've gathered some more evidence to examine. I'll certainly let you know if I find something concrete. But I don't understand. You've been looking for 2 days already. If they're trapped somewhere, they could be starving to death. I'm doing everything I can, Mrs. Murdoch. You said it would be easy to find them in a town this small. You said there was nothing to worry about. You said... Listen, lady, I say a lot of things, but we got magic. We got vampires going around here, and Erika refuses to believe in that sort of thing. I'm very sorry, Mrs. Murdoch, but I have nothing more to tell you at this time. If you please let me get back to work, I'll continue doing what I can to locate Jessica and Gary. I understand. I'll pray for you. I still say we investigate this church. Trembling and clutching her hands, she finally leaves. Meanwhile, Maddy continues to sit at the desk, clutching her head and looking into space. Maddy, would you scrounge up some lunch for me? Lunch? I think you mean dinner. No, I mean lunch. Timey-wimey nonsense! I check my watch. A late lunch, I admit, but it's only 1:30.
Not so sure.
No, it's 5:15. She points to the clock on the wall. I'm shocked to discover that she's correct. That can't be right. My watch matched that clock before I left this morning. Oh boy, that's a whole 4 hours off. I told you that people experience time slippage near the towers. That's ridiculous. That's not logical. That can't go. That shatters the world of everything I know. I pull off my watch and throw it into the desk drawer. I need a new watch battery. That's all there is to it. Now, will you get me some food?
Fine.
Sure thing, Erika. She turns to the kitchen, then pauses again. Are you sure I can't help you with the fingerprints you collected? You've done more than enough to help already, Maddy. I think you should stick to answering the phone, cleaning, and cooking from here on out.
I'm so sorry.
I'm really sorry I disappointed you. Back at the cabin, I'm honestly not sure why I cleaned the attic. To be honest, I don't feel very well today. My head feels jumbled. I'm not sure what came over me. Once I get to feeling better, I hope I can do more to help you, to really help. We'll see. Until then, please just do as I say, And right now, I want you to stay away from the evidence I brought back with me. Yes, okay, I understand. She shuffles away, still looking morose and dejected. Against my will, my gaze shifts to August's empty cell. I wonder what he would say about all of this. I sigh and shake my head helplessly. As the saying goes, if the world gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I wanna talk to August. The next day, I find myself dragging my feet to Danny Richards' old house, now August's. By now, I've already wrestled with my decision to seek his help at least a dozen times. At first, I tell myself that I should never go to a serial killer for help and I've probably lost my mind. Then I consider all the practical reasons he might help me with the missing persons case, along with the fact that I'd like to keep an eye on him. Reminding myself of the latter, I take a deep breath and finally knock on the door. I wait for such a long time that I start to worry he isn't home. Is he getting into trouble already? Then the door creaks open ever so slightly, and I see his blue eyes peering out at me.
Huh?
Sheriff Wright? You sound genuinely surprised. I can't resist a smug smile. I guess you can't predict my actions as well as you thought. He opens the door wider.
Sheriff?
I assumed you'd come knocking sooner or later, just not quite this soon. I'm surprised to see him looking even more haggard than usual, and I'm used to seeing him in prison. He's as unkempt as ever, quite pale, and there are rings under his eyes. Well, are you going to invite me in? Unless maybe you're hiding something in there.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure you'll invite yourself one way or another. Unless, perhaps, you're a vampire, and you'll burn upon the threshold. You laying down some more of the vampire rules? That was a joke, but from the look on your face, I wonder if I hit upon some shred of truth. What if Erika's actually a vampire this whole time and she doesn't know it? Oh, shut up. I push the door open and walk into the house. That's ridiculous. It's dark and dusty inside. I expected as much for a home that's been abandoned for weeks. What I don't expect is to see clothes and junk strewn about. A couple of chairs have been knocked over, and some sort of dishware, perhaps a plate, is smashed across the floor. Was the place like this when you moved in? He sighs heavily as he closes the door behind me. No, this is embarrassing. What happened in here, August? Nothing of importance, I promise. I just had a minor temper tantrum. This place was already a mess, but I made it a little messier. You had a temper tantrum? I'm not in my cell and I can't see Erika anymore.
Oh, spare me.
Oh, stop looking at me like that. I know what you're thinking. What
Puerile.
Stop using these words I don't know. And disturbed conduct. Surely this is the behavior of a wanton serial killer. But I assure you, I merely had a bad night. I also got drunk for the first time in years, and I'm still nursing my hangover. Aww. But I don't understand. Shouldn't you be happy now that you're free from your cell? Yes, one would think. I suppose that's the problem. I expected to feel joyful and industrious once I got out. I thought I would have a new revelation about this town and why I was stuck in it. When that didn't happen, well, I suppose you could say I had a brief chat with despair. Aww. You can't talk to despair. I've tried.
Is that so?
Tell that to the bottom of my liquor bottle. Is liquor going to be a problem for you now? No, too expensive. I don't have a job, and soon this town will figure out money is worthless, and I likely will have even less to barter. But I'll have to find some new vice to indulge in, I suppose. My previous vice of choice, that no longer seems to be an option. I fix him with a dark scowl. I'm kidding. I just wanted to see that expression on your face. Oh, was he talking about murder? Embarrassment aside, it does cheer me up to see you again, Sheriff. To what do I owe the pleasure? I need your help. I take a deep breath, still reluctant to admit that I want his help. Do you still have any liquor around? I might. He disappears for a moment. I hear dishes clanging around. Then he motions me into the kitchen with some whiskey in a glass. He pours me a generous amount, then hands it over. Bottoms up. I hesitate before drinking. You first.
Well,
As I said, I'm hungover. But if you insist... He takes the glass and downs a solid gulp. Then he refreshes the whiskey and hands it back. Satisfied, I finally indulge in a large gulp of my own. I sigh as the warm burn rushes down my throat, then go for more.
Erika.
See? No poisons or roofies in your drink. Just the subtle sweet mixture of my saliva with yours on the glass.
It's like we're indirectly kissing.
I sputter in the middle of my next sip, then I angrily set the whiskey glass down.
Why do you have to ruin everything, August?
Maybe you should go ahead and say what you came here to say before my teasing goes too far. After all, the suspense is killing me.
Fine, I'll get straight to the point. I don't trust Maddy. I think either Maddy or the Batailles had something to do with Jessica's disappearance. Today, Maddy cleaned up an important crime scene, or what I suspect was a crime scene, before I could examine it. I don't trust her. I don't trust the Batailles, and I don't trust anyone the Batailles have under their control. And the Batailles control most of the town.
How interesting.
You don't seem surprised.
Duh.
No, I suspected Maddy was only there to spy for the Batailles, or, as you say, disrupt your investigations.
Yeah, she is kind of doing that. She's cute as a button, but she's kind of in the way.
Oh, that's right. You know everything, don't you? I know the only truth is that there is no truth. Therefore, I know nothing. But knowing nothing allows me to know a great deal more than you.
I pour myself some more whiskey.
So, you want my help?
Yes!
I wouldn't reject your assistance. You'll have to be clearer than that, Erika. I'm not your prisoner anymore, and I won't follow you around like a lapdog.
But you're bored and unhappy, aren't you? We should totally be best friends, August.
Fine, I'll say it. I want your help, but I'm not sure what that means just yet. I don't think I can fire Maddy. After all, the Batailles didn't care about my opinion when they forced her to join me.
Well,
If you're implying you want me to do something about Maddy... No. Do not the Maddy. Do not.
No, oh, no.
Good, because I would have refused, of course.
This isn't a time for games, August. 2 people are still missing, and the trail is growing cold.
May I offer a suggestion?
I'm listening.
The Bataille Church is holding a service tomorrow. Julian invited you, didn't he?
Yes, but I'm not a churchgoer.
reductio ad absurdum.
Stop saying big old fancy words that I don't understand.
Then say your prayers and read the Bible tonight. I think we should go. The Batailles built that church, didn't they? Charlotte's father or great-grandfather or something.
How do you know that?
I went by there shortly after you released me, but it was empty. I read the plaque near the door. But then I got to drinking, so the details, they're hazy. Maybe we'll learn something valuable about the family and their followers. Besides, don't you want to hear more about Lucius Christ?
I suppose I don't have any better ideas.
Marvelous.
Good, then it's a date.
If you're going to work with me, August, you'll have to stop with the jokes.
Try spinning in a circle.
And if you're going to work with me, then you'll have to endure them, Sheriff Wright. Otherwise, this won't be any fun at all. So, do we have a date, or don't we?
You got it, buddy. I don't know what Erika's thinking, though. I take one more swig of whiskey and sigh helplessly. See you tomorrow morning. I'm surprised to find August waiting for me, just outside the church. I knew he was interested in whatever was happening here, but I suspected he'd fail to show up when it was time to actually investigate. No, he seems like he's very serious about helping. I also figured he might be hungover again.
Sheriff?
You're late. Excuse me? The sermon started 15 minutes ago. I know. I'm not here for that. I'm here to talk to Charlotte Bataille.
Is that so?
Well, I'm here for both. So let's hurry so we don't miss all of it. You're religious all of a sudden?
Oh, spare me.
No, I'm curious. As should you be. I just want to find Jessica and Gary. It's clear that Charlotte Bataille knows something she doesn't want me to know. So absolutely no interest into why the people at this church, and only this church, use the name Lucius instead of Jesus. That's not really my concern. It's a free country.
Hope is evil.
You told me yesterday that none of us are free. I'm just saying that it's not my pressing concern. Then I will have to take it upon myself to investigate this for you. Please don't.
Well...
Shall we head inside before we miss any more of the sermon? I suppose. Everything is quiet as we enter. The pastor, a woman named Kimberly, who I've seen around town but never spoken to, has taken a pause for dramatic effect. There are 50 or so people in the church. I see Mrs. Murdoch, as well as both Charlotte and Julian Bataille near the front of the chapel. No one turns to look at me as I enter, but Pastor Kimberly fixes me with a slightly accusatory gaze from her pulpit. What did I do? I just got here. I find a seat near the back. Regrettably, August sits down right next to me. He gives me a smile, and I try to hide my disgust. And so Lucius, the Prince of Peace, the flame undisturbed, spoke to the supplicant with the tale of a rich man who had abundant fields. This wealthy farmer found one harvest that he did not have enough room in his granary for all the grain he had reaped. And he wondered to himself what he could do with it. Rather than reinvest his wealth and build new barns, he chose to give his surplus grain to the less fortunate farmers around him. God came to him that night and said, "You are a fool. How will the other farmers become as prosperous as you if you simply provide for them when they fail to reap their own crops?" And God asked the farmer, "What if you were to die tonight? What would those other farmers do without you, now that they have learned to depend on your hard work?" You see, the farmer could have used his success to expand his farm and become an example to the others, so that they might similarly better themselves. Instead, he chose to make them depend on him. Kimberly, what are you yapping about? Where's the story going? I lean over and whisper to August. No matter what else he is, I know he's probably the only person in the room who can answer my question truthfully. What is she on about? It's been years since I went to church, but this is all wrong, isn't it? This isn't how the story goes. Oh, you're absolutely correct. Curious yet? Is this just opposite day or something? The pastor shoots me another withering glance, and I quickly end the conversation. She goes on for another 10 minutes, discussing the virtues of wealth and the accumulation of wealth. It's been over 15 years since my days in Catholic school, but by the end, I'm left either questioning everything I've heard or everything I remember. I want to say it's wrong. I want to stand up and tell them that Lucius Marius Christ, the full name of their savior, isn't real. But I can't. The longer I stay in my seat, the more I start to question my own recollection of the Bible. Were they the ones giving the wrong name? The wrong lessons? Let me look at the book you guys are using. Oh, you see, here's where you got it wrong. You're reading the Bible.
This is the Bible.
You question the words of the mighty Jimmy?
You're learning about the almighty Jimmy. Or was it my own mind forgetting the truth?
No.
You're not crazy, Sheriff Wright.
What?
I can tell what you're thinking, and you're not crazy.
That's not comforting coming from you.
Whatever you say.
It's weird that when he talks, it makes an echo, so that means everyone can probably hear us. Someone's gonna turn around and go, shh!
You better kneel down and pray to Jimmy with me right frickin' now!
I thought you needed to hear it from someone.
Pastor Kimberly wraps up her sermon, and everyone gets up and begins to disperse. A few people head to a barbecue outside, others leave and go about their day.
Good luck with your mission.
What?
I have questions for the pastor. Very in-depth questions. I assume you're headed for the Batailles before they return to their mansion.
Please don't make me regret coming in with you.
Sheriff?
I wouldn't dare.
He smiles again and makes a beeline for Pastor Kimberly, nudging himself in front of a few other people who clearly had questions for the leader of the church.
Oh, that's another person. Hold on a second. I haven't saved in a while.
Oh, well, hello. Wait, hold on. I want to talk to the new person. Excuse me. Meanwhile, I approach Charlotte Bataille with a question of my own.
Erika! I am so glad that you were able to come by this morning.
She's not even trying to hide her fangs. Erika's gonna take one look at her teeth and go, nah, she couldn't be a vampire. No way possible.
I hoped that you would eventually join the flock. There is so much good we can do here in Bataille, and...
I'm not here to join anything.
Oh.
We need to talk about the girl you pushed into being my deputy.
Maddy, I thought you'd like her. She seems like your type.
My type?
Never mind. Maybe I read you wrong. Maybe I was a little hopeful.
Why did you really get her assigned to work with me?
I don't understand.
You're trying to cover up something about Jessica Murdoch, and you made the mayor hire Maddy so she could do the dirty work.
I'm sorry. I have no idea what you're talking about.
She probably doesn't.
I walked into the cabin where I know Jessica and Gary were staying, and Maddy had scrubbed down the walls and floors. Isn't that a little suspicious?
She has always been something of a clean freak. Is that a problem?
At a crime scene? Yes.
What a shame. I'm sorry she isn't working out. But I will have to insist that she remain on your staff. If you still haven't found the missing kids, it's clear you need all the help you can get.
You're pushing your luck.
What exactly are you threatening to do?
I'm going to figure out what your family is up to here. Jessica, the train, the towers, you and your brothers. She thought it was all connected, and now I'm starting to agree. Before Charlotte can come up with a response, I notice someone listening intently. I'm not sure how long he's been standing there, but he's actually quite close. Charlotte seems to notice him at the same time. She sighs heavily.
Do you have something you want to say, Liam?
Not really. I'm sorry, Charlotte. I couldn't help but overhear.
His golden eyes fix on me, gleaming with curiosity. I can't help but stare back at him.
He's pretty.
Oh, right. You two haven't met. Erika, this is my brother, Liam. Adopted, in case you wanted to ask. Liam, this is Erika Wright, our most recent sheriff.
I am the law.
It's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
The smile on his face is warm enough to dissolve the chill coming from Charlotte.
Liam, this woman has questions about our family, and I am growing rather tired of them. Maybe you can entertain her.
Without any further ado, she turns around and starts talking to someone else. Liam and I stand awkwardly for a moment.
Please forgive my sister's lack of manners.
I've been trying. Thanks, I'll try, but I can't make any promises. He smiles again, and his expression is so warm that I can't help to smile back. Well, I know who I'm going after in my second playthrough. Unless this game is really, 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 really long.
So, how do you like being sheriff?
The question catches me off guard. How do I like it?
Sure. Is it the sort of work you enjoy?
I enjoyed being an FBI agent. Now, well, now it doesn't really matter how much I like anything, does it?
I believe it still matters. If I didn't enjoy my work as an engineer, I'd go crazy.
You're an engineer? What kind?
Oh, I dabble in a few varieties. Mechanical, architectural, electrical. I learn as much as I can, really. Anyways, like I was saying, if you don't enjoy being sheriff, maybe we can find you a job you'd enjoy more.
I think Erika really loves being the law. What sort of job? Do you expect me to tend to chickens? No, thank you. Who would even replace me? I shudder to think of who your family would hire for the job if they sent me a deputy who cleans evidence from crime scenes. Or maybe you're just trying to get me off the case.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sure you make a great sheriff. And as for your new assistant, I'm really sorry you don't like her. I can't speak to her qualifications, but Maddy's a nice girl. I just asked because, well, you seem pretty high-strung. No offense.
Finally, he said what we were all thinking. I can't afford to relax in my line of work. I'm already annoyed by the fact it's Sunday, which means most of the town shuts down, and I can't get much work done.
I can see how that might seem strange to someone who didn't grow up in a small town.
Oh.
I take it you're not usually the church-going type.
What gave me away?
That constant look of disgust on your face.
The resting biscuit face. I'm sorry. He laughs warmly.
Please, don't be. I get it. I get it completely.
He leans in close and lowers his voice.
Honestly, I don't believe in any of this. I just like getting away from our stuffy old mansion.
Really?
Sure. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice place, but any place gets old after a while. Have you ever been inside the Bataille mansion?
No, I haven't.
That's too bad. Maybe I can show you around sometime. Beautiful building. Even has an indoor swimming pool.
He has fangs too. Is him a vampire too? He's the cutest vampire. He winks. I want to be annoyed, or at least guarded, because he's another Bataille, but I'm not annoyed. I'm smiling back at him. I would trust him. I would trust him with my life, and I would be crushed if he betrays me. Maybe I'll take you up on that offer. I have a lot of questions about your family. Your siblings haven't been very forthcoming.
I know how that is. They can be real assholes sometimes. I'll try to make up for as much of that as I can.
Maybe I can try my luck with Liam right now by asking more questions. What about this Bataille Repatriation Society? Have you ever heard of the Bataille Repatriation Society?
It does sound familiar.
Familiar? So you have heard of it before?
I think so. Something about trying to escape Bataille? What's so special about it? Everyone wants to escape, right?
This group might be connected to the missing teenagers. If you can remember any other details, it would help me a lot.
That does sound interesting. I don't remember anything else right now, but if I do, I'll let you know.
Oh, Liam's so nice. Please don't betray me, Liam. Thank you. I would appreciate that. Charlotte appears beside me. I could have sworn she was in the middle of talking to someone else just a second ago.
You two getting along?
Liam grins at his sister. Strangely enough, the smile he gives her seems more forced than the ones he gave me.
We're getting along fine. You didn't tell me how cool Erika was.
I am the law.
Oh, please, Liam. You think everyone is cool. Erika, I hope you don't expect Liam to help you investigate anything.
No, I just like his company and his sunshiny demeanor.
He's as sweet as a peach and as smart as a whip, but he's not very good at committing to hard work. Isn't that right, brother?
Hey, that's not...
His voice trails off until he stops and looks away.
See, he can't deny it.
I think I smell Mary's latest donation of Sunday biscuits in the office. That's my cue. It was nice to meet you, Erika. really. I hope we can talk more sometime.
He's so cute. He hurries off, even as I struggle with how to respond. Yes, you too. Charlotte laughs, as if bemused by my awkwardness. What? Your brother's cute. Give me his number.
Oh, I'm so glad you two hit it off. But I should warn you, he's a moody one.
Charlotte laughs as if... Wait. Oh, wait, I can do that. I can go back with that button? Well, why didn't you tell me that in the first place? And also... Sound effects are quite loud.
Now, it has been so much fun chatting with you, but if you'll please excuse me.
Twirling a strand of hair around her finger, she saunters away. Incredibly sus. So very sus. Alright, you ma'am. Alright, you. What's your business? Ah, can I not talk to him? Oh man. Oh, well, fine.
Erika?
Erika, are you heading out? Yes. Sunday or not, I still have work to do.
Of course.
But I hope you're not working every single day of the week. Perhaps with Maddy around, you can take more time off. I doubt that. Listen, I already chatted with Charlotte about this, but Maddy disrupted my investigation. I'm starting to wonder why you forced her into my staff.
Oh?
She disrupted your investigation? How so? She wiped an area clear of evidence. The area might have been a crime scene, but now I'll never know. Still salty about that. I'm sure it was all just a misunderstanding. I don't think so.
We should discuss this further.
In that case, I'll have to talk with her. I'll make sure she falls in line. I remember the way Maddy pleaded not to make the Batailles mad at her. I'm still furious at her, but now I feel a prick of guilt. There's no need for that. The harm has been done, and Charlotte made it clear I have no choice but to keep Maddy on staff. I'll do my best to train her from here on out. Please, don't do anything else. Not sure what else to say. I turn to go.
Erika.
Sir. I turn around, only to find him standing incredibly close to me. A strange aroma brushes my nose. It's very subtle and sweet, like a rose. Cologne, I suppose. Then I realize the strangest thing about the smell. Normally, even under cologne, one can smell the human body wearing it while standing this close. I don't smell anything at all under the soft hint of rose, almost as if Julian has no scent at all. I feel as if we keep finding ourselves at odds, and I'm not sure why. If you are suspicious of my behavior, let's do something that doesn't involve your missing persons case. Something a little more neutral. How about I take you to dinner? The question catches me off guard. I simply stand and gawk back at him. Dinner at a restaurant? I'll pay. Are there restaurants here? Yes, I understand. I'm surprised. So the idea doesn't completely revolt you? No,
Good.
I mean... Are you free tonight? Well, maybe, but... Excellent. What's your favorite restaurant? Once again, I find myself gawking at him with bewilderment. My favorite restaurant? You do realize there's only one restaurant in Bataille, and that's the Prospector Cafe. The diner? I have the satisfaction of seeing him squirm a moment. You forgot. I don't dine in town very often. Ever? Well, in that case. He clears his throat and seems to struggle with his words.
But...
Perhaps I can think of something else. No, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with the diner. We can eat there. I fight back a smile of pure amusement. Usually the only time he mingles with the townsfolk is at the church, where he can still lord over them. This date will be incredibly awkward for him, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. Does 6 o'clock work for you?
Well,
Let's make it 8. That's a little late for dinner, don't you think? I prefer to eat late.
'Cause you's a vampire!
Okay, see you then. Mm-hmm. August is waiting for me at the car.
Hello there.
Find what you needed from the Batailles? Well, I met a new character who's really cool. Not at all, but I have a date with Julian at the diner.
Huh?
You... what? You heard me.
Oh, this is interesting.
Are you attracted to him? I am. I don't know if Erika is. I can't quite say no, because I do find Julian physically attractive. August seems to know this, and smiles. I'm going so I can learn more about him.
Whatever you say.
If you say so. In any case, while you were flirting with Julian, I got some very interesting information from the pastor. She seems utterly convinced that the name of her savior, and the savior of us all, is actually Lucius Marius Christ. I asked her about Jesus, and she seemed confused. She said that some strange church across town switched from calling him Lucius to Jesus around the same time as the contingency. And would you believe it? She thinks they're connected. Now, if I go to this other church, I suspect they will... Do you think any of this church nonsense relates to our missing persons? Do you think it has anything to do with the Bataille Repatriation Society? I think it entirely does, Erika.
I don't think so.
Doubtful, but not impossible. This was a waste of time. The Batailles are hiding something, and I'm not any closer to figuring it out. Oh, Erika, you actually are very close to figuring it out. Oh, but you have a hot date at least. Maybe Julian will let his guard down. Maybe I can get him to reveal something new. Like his undergarments, perhaps? I resist the urge to smack him across the face. Why you booing him? He's right. For now, I'm taking you home. I thought working with you would be much more exciting. You're not off the hook yet. Plan to meet me at the precinct tomorrow morning. Hopefully by then I'll have an idea of what to try next. I gotta get all gussied up for my date. Bataille is quiet on Sundays. Quieter than normal. It's the only day the dollar store isn't open, and usually the town nurse takes the day off as well. At the moment, I don't have any leads, and I doubt anyone wants to be disturbed today, so I go home. I can only hope I find out more information by meeting up with Julian at the diner later tonight. I plan to spend the day keeping to myself, preparing for the strange, yet interesting evening to come with Julian Bataille. Unfortunately, the off day means that Stacy has nowhere to be, and she comes home just as I'm settling down to go over my notes on Jessica Murdoch's disappearance.
Oh, hello.
So, how was church? Did you enjoy yourself? Tell me, Stacy, do you believe in Jesus Christ or Lucius Christ?
What? How could you even ask me such a thing? There is no Lucius Christ. Will everyone in this town please make up their gosh darn mind? I'm getting confused.
Wait, are there 2 churches in this town?
Okay, the Street James Bibble, page I.
I'm surprised by how flustered the question seems to make her. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to understand the difference between the 2 denominations.
That's awful.
I didn't know you were going to a Lucian church. That's awful. I wouldn't call the Lucians a denomination. Their religion is false. They are people who fell to the influence of the devil on the day of the contingency. Never mind. Whatever it is, it's outside of my pay grade. I'm here to find people, not gods.
Come now, Erika. There's only one God.
Sobek is offended.
You sure seem anxious today. Even more anxious than usual.
It's because I have to go on a date. I have a date with Julian Bataille this evening.
What?
I talked to him at the Anointed Lucian Church. He asked me out. We're going tonight to the diner.
But...
Julian Bataille doesn't eat at the diner. He made that very clear. He was also willing to make an exception for me.
That's great!
This is amazing. Maybe you could ask him about the train. The train? You too? I have a huge favor to ask of you, Erika. Well? Please, Erika, I don't like to ask you for anything. You already do too much good work at your job, and I'm grateful. But this would mean so much to me, and... Calm down, Stacy. Tell me what you want.
Let's see.
I need to know something about the train. Something no one has heard before. Jessica was interested in the train, too. I'm definitely going to ask about it, but what do you care? It's kind of embarrassing. Now I'm even more interested. This is the last step, so I can join the Order of the Line. The train cult? There's a train cult? There's Lucius Christ, there's Jesus Christ, there's the the get out of the town card. Now there's cult to the train. Oh man. Stuck in this town, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And we have vampires, which is the most normal thing here. The train cult?
Hey!
They aren't a cult. They are absolutely a cult.
That's wrong!
We wouldn't be alive without the train. It brings food, medicine, clothes, everything we need. Shouldn't we respect it? Shouldn't we study it? I mean, the train is automated, so I guess that kind of, I don't know, makes it important and beyond human. I don't know. People in this town worshiping the train. I understand the fascination. It's the only sign we have that anyone beyond the town even knows about our situation. Clearly, someone is sending those supplies, but that's all the train carries, supplies. There's nothing else to find. Unless you have some way of crossing the towers, we just have to accept what it brings us.
I don't know.
Maybe you do. Maybe I do, but Julian Bataille knows more than either of us. He oversees the distribution of train supplies. And I need a new piece of information. I need to be able to bring something useful to the Order, so they'll make me a full member. Then what? What do you mean? What happens when you're a full member of the Order? I get to send messages on the train. Do you mean those boxes the Order stores away when you think no one's looking? Why would you want to do that? They've never heard anything back.
But...
We gotta get those letters to Sandy Claus. Not yet, but those messages go somewhere. Every week, the Order manages to plant a small shoebox full of messages on the train. They never gotten a response, but the messages don't come back. What do you mean? Colleen says that every time, the shoebox is gone. It cuts to like some old 60-year-old man just going, another shoebox full of paper? Dumps it in the garbage. Colleen Hughes, right? She leads the Order. That's right, and thanks to her, we know that someone is collecting the messages. Someone is getting them. I thought you believed the world had fallen to demons. Well, I do, but what if some good folks are still out there? Why do you care anyway? You don't believe anything gets out of this town. Danny Richard proved that, at least in regards to this gosh darn train. Nothing human or physical, though. Maybe the shoebox explodes at the towers, too. It just disintegrates into nothing, and because of that, the Order of the Line has a couple dozen people running around like it's the lifeline out of this town. All because no one can see what really happens. It's destroyed, just like anything else. Cynical, that's the word that Erika is. She is probably the most cynical character I have ever met, and I really hope that everything she believes is proven wrong. Everyone was right except Erika. But who knows, maybe Erika's right.
Erika.
Why would you believe that? Why would you believe anything different? Now, of all the things you said, Erika, an exploding box sounds unlikely.
God has a plan.
Even if you don't, it's worth hoping. Yeah. I guess you're not used to putting faith into much of anything, but if you tried, you'd understand. It really means that much to you?
I don't know.
If I can get a message on that train, maybe I can tell my parents I'm okay. Who knows if it's real? Who knows if the messages explode, just like you say? But what harm is there in trying? The harm is the hope, Stacy. But even so, I'll do what I can.
That's great!
Thank you. This is just what I need to... Just don't get your hopes up. My priority is finding our missing persons. But if I learn something new about the train, I'll let you know. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoy your date. Julian Bataille, I can't believe it. He's so handsome, not to mention powerful and rich. It's not...
Oh, you're something else.
It's not like I like him or anything, Baba Baka. Have fun, Erika. You deserve it. I can't wait to hear all about it. Stacy leaves and heads to her room. I can't get what she said out of my head. I know there's no way out of Bataille, but why am I so insistent that even a box of messages can't reach the outside world? No one knows what happens to the train when it leaves the towers. No one knows who restocks it. No one knows who controls it and brings it back to the town. Why is it so hard to believe that it could provide even a glimmer of hope? It's because you're so cynical, Erika. It's because your heart was blackened with despair and disenchantment. I don't even know who I can talk to about this. Everyone else here belongs here. They're trapped in Bataille, but Bataille is their home. Bataille is not my home. There's exactly one person who understands that, and he's a serial killer. Allegedly. What am I supposed to do? Talk about it with him? Yes, Erika. You're supposed to talk to people about your problems with people. I put it out of my head. I still have a job to do. I have to find Jessica Murdoch, and I believe my so-called date with Julian Bataille will give me a chance to find out more about her and the days before she disappeared. As I walk into the diner, I ask myself again why I'm doing this. You're doing this for the mission. Obviously, I want to learn more about the mysterious Bataille family. This seems like my best chance to do so. In that case, why does my heart flutter when I step into the diner and look around for him? Why am I so worried I didn't dress nicely enough? I'm not doing this for the sake of a romantic pursuit, but I can't deny the fact that Julian is incredibly attractive. He's not at the diner yet, so I get a table for us and wait. A few minutes pass. I order some coffee. A few more minutes pass. Then 10 more. He's got to wait till the sun goes down. Did Julian Bataille stand me up? Aw, her heart would be shattered if that happened. Finally, right when I'm about to give up and leave. I'm sorry I'm late. I never noticed him come in. Now that I look at him, though, I can't imagine how I missed him. He looks completely out of place in the diner. At the church, his suit wasn't quite so conspicuous, but in the rugged diner, he's like a rose in a field of daisies. He slips quickly into the bench across from me, then scoots to the corner, as if to hide himself. Aww. I glance around and notice that most of the people in the diner are staring at our booth. Perhaps they recognized him. Of course they recognize him. He's like one of the most powerful people in the gosh darn town. As amusing as it is, I'm not thrilled about the extra attention myself. I turn back to Julian and try my best to ignore everyone else. You're 23 minutes late.
But, as I said, I'm sorry.
He seems irritated, but for some reason that just makes me angrier. If your plan is to impress or seduce me, then you're off to a very poor start.
Erika.
I deeply apologize.
His tone shifts now. He leans over the table, stares at me with those intense reddish eyes, then speaks in a husky voice.
I'll make it up to you.
Is there any way I can make it up to you?
Well, yes, there is, Mr. Julian.
Tell me about the train! I shift in my seat, trying to ignore the obvious implications of his voice. You can't give me back the time you wasted. Just make sure you don't do it again.
We'll figure something out.
I'll do my best, though I can't offer any guarantees. Sometimes things come up. I'm sure you understand.
I suppose. Can you tell me then what came up? Before Julian can reply, the waitress arrives and asks for our order. I request a chicken sandwich and fries. Without looking at the menu, Julian orders their best steak and red wine. Once she leaves, I return quickly to the matter at hand. So, you were about to tell me why you were late. You really can't let this go, can you? 23 minutes, sir. No, I don't like to waste time, especially when there are 2 teenagers missing and I'm trying to find them.
I see.
Have you reached a dead end, then? Did you not find something useful at the Reed's cabin?
Well, I would have, but my cute new deputy, cleaned up all the evidence.
How do you know I searched the Reed's cabin? I spoke to Maddy this afternoon.
What? I told you this morning you've already interfered enough with Maddy.
I just wanted to check on her, see how she's doing.
Are the 2 of you friends?
Well...
Not exactly. She has been an acquaintance for quite some time. She ran PR for the hotels I managed in the Ozarks.
Interesting. I resist the urge to take out a notebook and make a physical note of this. It's still supposed to be a date, after all.
Alright, that checks out. Her name's Erika Wright, but I'm looking at this like Phoenix Wright. Alright, your stories match up.
What else did she tell you about the cabin?
She seemed hopeful. She indicated that you found something useful. That's all.
She shouldn't have told you anything at all, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised at this point. An awkward silence passes. Then I realize. You derailed the conversation again. You still haven't told me why you were late.
Oh, for fluff's sake.
His fangs are cute.
His voice is loud enough to draw a few curious glances. Gnashing his teeth, Julian sinks into the booth and fixes me with a heated glare. I was negotiating the cost of a delivery. It was more difficult than expected. Does that satisfy you?
A delivery? Does this have something to do with the fact that the train is coming tomorrow?
Yes, if you must know.
So, you manage what happens to the supplies once they arrive?
More or less.
Who gave you that authority?
Would you prefer I step aside and let the whole town drag supplies off the train as they see fit? It would be chaos. If someone didn't oversee the process, some idiots would argue about who gets which can of beans, and eventually people would start killing each other. Even now, my guards must sometimes use force to keep people away from the train and its cargo.
People need order.
I gave myself the authority because I could and no one opposed me, unless you'd like to be the first.
You could do better. You're right, the system's fine. I guess it does seem fine, but I'm still a bit sus. I'm really sus. It's fine. It's fine. I suppose that if you hadn't stepped forward, there would have been chaos.
Certainly. And who else could have stepped forward other than my family?
I don't know. The mayor?
I trust Julian before I trust the mayor, and the mayor hasn't done anything.
Julian laughs.
Mayor Ward performs his job well enough, but supervising the train requires a firm hand. He doesn't have one. His hands are quite soft.
I see your point. The waitress arrives with our food. I don't realize how hungry I am until the delicious chicken sandwich and fries dazzle my senses. I dig right in.
Let me guess, Julian, your steak is extra rare?
Julian, on the other hand, stares quietly at his steak for some time. He pokes it a couple of times with his knife. Is everything all right?
Yes, it just seems a little overcooked.
I guess you have your own chefs at the Bataille mansion.
I usually prepare my own food. I have certain preferences. Never mind. What's that saying? Variety is the spice of life?
Very slowly, he cuts off a piece of steak and slowly brings it to his mouth. I don't mean to stare, but I can't help myself. Finally, he puts the steak in his mouth, chews, and stops. I might have imagined it, but his face seems to turn slightly green. Oh, are you sure you're all right?
I don't know. I think they used a bit of garlic in the steak. I'm kind of allergic to garlic.
He doesn't reply, but after quite some time, he closes his eyes and swallows.
Oh, he's trying so hard. I'm fine. Quite fine. He's probably not having a good time at all. He reaches for the wine and sips that next. It seems to go down smoother. We're both quiet as we return to our meal. He continues to eat, albeit very slowly, and sometimes the look on his face suggests he'll turn around and vomit. Aw, honey. But he keeps eating, and so do I. When it comes time to collect the check, I can't hold back my question anymore. Why did you really ask me on this date?
It is my pleasure.
So I could get to know you, and so you could get to know me. You seem to resent me, or perhaps suspect me, but I think you'll find that our interests align, so there's no reason to oppose each other. We both want peace and stability in Bataille, isn't that right? The check arrives. Julian quickly pays it with a large stack of cash, just waving that around. Like, oh, it's so hot in here, as he fans himself with a big thing of money. The waitress blushes, mutters her thanks, and hurries off.
Erika?
Your turn. Why did you accept my invitation? 'Cause you're hot! Because I wanted to learn about you, too. Remembering my original plan, I'm struck with a sudden inspiration. If our interests truly align, then I suppose I can tell you something. Maybe you'll have some insight. I found evidence that Jessica and Gary stayed in the cabin, but I also found a third fingerprint, one I haven't yet been able to identify. I found it in the attic. You seem awful shocked about that, Were you not expecting there to be fingerprints there, Because Maddy was supposed to have cleaned them up because you were controlling her, And there it is, the reaction I baited him for. Julian's eyes go wide. He sits up straighter. Oh, you got him! Oh! Then, after a moment, he tries to suppress it. That sounds promising, perhaps. On the other hand, even if someone was in the cabin, that wouldn't mean very much, would it? Perhaps it was someone just passing through the woods. It could mean anything. We got him. We got him. It might mean something. It might mean nothing. But figuring out who the fingerprint belongs to could give us a lead. Good. Fantastic. Julian looks especially pale as he downs the rest of his wine. Ready to go? But we gotta talk about the choo-choo train! Before we go our separate ways, Julian moves a little closer to me. He lowers his voice, so I have to lean in to hear it. I didn't only ask you on a date to learn more about you. I also asked you because, well... He puts a hand on my shoulder, then moves it to my neck, caressing ever so softly. He leans closer, perhaps to kiss me. My heart races. I shouldn't want this, and yet as I stare into his eyes, I want him to keep coming closer. Dang it! Someone exits the diner and moves past us. Julian immediately stiffens and draws back. At last, his hand moves down my arm and takes my hand. He leans down, brings my hands to his lips, and kisses it tenderly. It seems very old-fashioned, and yet I feel a pleasant tingle radiate from my hand through my body, and I don't want him to stop. Tee. Oh, we're so getting glamored. Have a good night, Erika. You too. My heart beats heavily as I turn around to walk home. What did I just do? Oh no, am I falling in love? Not my cold heart. I lied about the fingerprint, but I had to. I needed to know if he was hiding something. His reaction confirmed what I already suspected. Maddy successfully erased the trail of someone else in the cabin, and I need to figure out who, and why, and how, and what did they do to control Maddy like that because she seems like a sweetheart. Well, Chapter 3 will be in the next episode. So if you want to see the next episode, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. It would really help out my channel and bring us a step closer to 100,000 subscribers. But until next time, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.